Men of Reddit, what's something specific that you wish women would stop doing? Acting like my feelings don't matter, but any destructive action they feel like taking is automatically self-justified. And if I'll point out the inconsistency, I'm somehow the problem. Tell me you are married without telling me you are married, LMAO. Source: I'm married. Being quiet about what they want in bed. I hear you on that. Took me 4 years to get my wife to admit to something she liked to do sexually. So who's been doing that for her the past years? If long nails could go out of fashion, I'd really appreciate it. They don't feel or sound good. Can't stand my nails long, gets so dirty underneath too. Short nails with nice polishes FTW. Also nose piercing and fake tits. It's like a credit score. If you have no credit, nobody wants to be the first to get burned. But as soon as you've established some credit history, you're much more likely to be approved for more. There are studies that show that one man can be more attracted to married men because he's more likely to be safe to be around if a woman has been safe around him for a long time. It's messed up, and any woman who follows through with their feelings to mess with married men are awful regardless of the reasoning. That's the trying to get the forbidden one. It's fascinating and kind of an ego thing like you're married, but I'll try to hook up with you anyway because I'm amazing, and if you jump on it, flirting is enough. It pushes our ego and confidence that we could even get the men who are not available. Point saying that they are mean because that's how they show love. Why do you have to be mean to the person you like? Like, I get you're saying every insult is a joke, but come on man, there are only so many blows I can take to my heart. But if I make one poorly worded joke that can somehow be misconstrued as an insult, I'm a terrible person. What happened to treat each other the way you'd like to be treated? Oh boy, I have a lot to say. Stop telling men to be less emotional and express ourselves less. We are human beings and we can express it however we like, as long as it isn't violent. Slightly raising our voice isn't violent. Quit getting angry at us being angry and use it as an excuse to act like a bitch. Quit generalizing men as horrible people just because you've had bad experiences with other men. Don't do things to us that you know we can't do back to you with your double standards, such as insulting us, hitting us, or demeaning us. It's a huge red flag. Quit trying to win an argument you know you're going to lose and accept it. Stop pretending to understand us. You don't. Unless you have a psychology degree, I don't need to be educated. Be clear. We are not mind readers. If you want something, tell us. Criticizing women doesn't make us sexists or incels. We can say whatever we want just as you can. Edit. Can't wait to be called an incel for even daring to criticize women. Point: treating short guys worse than tall guys. Yes, I know not all women are like this. Before you DM me, nobody was going to DM you. It's okay. I'm saying because I've had triggered people DM in the past saying not all women like tall guys. Maybe they were trying to flirt with you. Point: feminism. You don't need the overkill to make society transition into a healthy balance between genders. It backfires. It needs time anyway. I won't deny the situation as it stands is perverse, but shaming and annoying the fuck out of any and every man is just you having a toxic personality. Acting crazy and blaming it on hormones. If guys are expected to keep under control at all times, you can do it too. I hate the excuse sorry I'm more emotional because of my period/menopause after you just picked a fight over the fact I turned left instead of right when you didn't even tell me where you wanted to go. Hormones should never be an excuse to treat someone shitty. We should be able to recognize what's going on in our bodies and adjust. However, hormones do have an impact on women every month. We are up and then we are down. Constant fluctuating. Hormones impact how you think, how you feel, as well as your appearance. For anyone who struggles with this, I recommend using the Moody app. It will tell you what to expect each day on how you're most likely feeling as well as what you can do to flow with it. I find it's pretty accurate. When I can understand what's going on in my body, then I can adjust behaviors accordingly. If I know I'm tired and a little cranky, then I know that it's probably a good idea to just lay low that day rather than overdo it. Ask what are you thinking, and then don't believe when I say nothing point. It took me a very long time and an in-depth high discussion w my partner's brother to realize when I ask him what he's thinking and he says nothing, he means it. And it doesn't mean he's stupid either, it just means literally what he says. Nothing. I wish I could be at peace enough w my brain to experience this imao. Edit for spelling high not who. I wish they would stop putting other women down. My sister is a doctor and has no problems working with her male colleagues, but she does get a lot of flack from female reservation agents at the airport when she flies to work 3 times a week. It's as though they think she is letting the side down by acting male. Ladies assume a lot about how what women find attractive being the same things we find attractive, and no. Just no. I think that they need to take a step back and realize we are not the same type of human. Women are wired different than men, and so we don't coincide with what our culture today thinks is attractive by a woman's standard versus a man's. I think what bothers me the most about that is how unclassy it is for men to make similar assumptions, but when women make them, it's so different in terms of how people judge them. Like, what's the wrong about having traditionally submissive wife as long as you're respecting her and treating her the way she should be treated within the agreement that you guys have as partners? I hear the argument that submission by women to men, it's just this'll rather die type of thing, and I don't know, man. That just sounds like you guys are crazy when you start talking like that. Storming out during an argument. I get why it happens, but how is it productive? Maybe guys and girls deal with alone time in different ways. It's productive because I'm too angry to be rational, and I'm going to say some sarcastic shit that's not going to help and will make shit worse. I need to get away from the situation and calm down so I can discuss it properly. It happens super rarely, but I've definitely done it. Talking shit about someone then being like, hey I go. When they show up when I drove for Uber, I picked up these 2 middle-aged ladies on their way to day drink. We had a great time chatting, they'd pre-gamed a little. We pull in the parking lot. OMG. Is that Margaret? OMG, I cannot stand her. They proceed to trash Margaret till we get to the entrance. Then they get out. Margaret. I just shook my head and drove away. They tipped me $5 for a pretty short ride. They don't admit they were wrong. You correct them, and they do one or more of the following: double down on their original statement, try to give some irrational explanation as to why they are correct, or call the person a name to put them on the defensive, sexist, misogynist, etc. Edit. Or they use a derogatory term like mansplaining when it doesn't actually apply. Pooping. Not having sex with me. Talking. Refusing to jump up and down on the spot. It's not as pleasurable for us for the most part. Sure, we can indulge you with some, but not make it all about it. I was only being mischievous, but appreciate the response.